Howdy, howdy, howdy. Want to apologize for any background noise in advance. Hopefully it shouldn't be too bad. I haven't streamed with voice in quite a while. The tail wiggles. Oh my goodness. No. The bombs don't move though? Oh, that's awesome. So I already did a stream of the Rising, but there's a lot of messages in those bottles, and I kind of wanted to go get the rest of them, and I need to grind for rewards, so figured why not do a little stream to record it for prosperity. And it's also been about a year since I first started playing Final Fantasy XIV. Granted, it wasn't a solid year. Oh, I think I recognize someone over there. Well, the novice network's filled up a bit more than it was earlier, but it's still relatively quiet at these hours. Come a long way in the past year. I really started out struggling a bit, a lot to get into, not much guidance, and I'm a shy person, so it makes it difficult. I wanted to join the novice network, but I couldn't just walk up to someone and be like, hey, can you let me in? Made some pretty good progress on these mounds. Pretty much cleared out the gold saucer of rewards, except for, well, I mean, there is a ton of glamour armors and weapons I don't have, but for the most part I don't really care to get them. So anywho, I won't be streaming for, I think the event ends in an hour and 11 minutes. I think it was 10 a.m. my time. Two hours and 11 minutes. But I went from stopping at, ooh, where did I stop? Was it Totora? No, Tamtara. Tamtara is where I left off. And come a long way since then. Classes are almost all at 60 thanks to Garo. That event will be ending in about a month or so. Crafting is almost all to 50, gathering's almost all to 60. Near the end of Heaven's Word. Got my friends playing with me. I'm really happy. I have a really good group. Didn't start off so great, but once I started playing with these guys, I've known them for a while. They're not people I met in game. I haven't really connected with anyone in game. There was one mentor early on who saw me crafting, and he made me a bunch of high quality tools, and if he'd see me around he'd give me advice, and he still helps me out when he sees me. I'll leave his name off here because you gotta have permission as far as, you know, but Sorry. Unexpected interruption. But yeah. And to be honest, it seems like my server, I would imagine from the people I've blacklisted and run into on other servers, they're all pretty dang mixed. I just get a different vibe from playing MMOs than I did back in the day. Maybe it's because it's a paid one. Maybe it's just difference in attitudes and personality and socialization over the past decade or so. But there are good people here. The bad ones can be more vocal. The gross ones, whatnot. But if you're lucky, you find a lot of good, reliable people. What else? Oh, I also resubscribed and I bum rushed for that regalia. I think it was the last week before it was going to go down. The event was going to end. I pulled it off. The Gerudo fight actually wasn't that bad. I was really fretting. I was fretting over a lot of stuff. My run through Snowcloak was pretty awful. For the story, the main scenario quest. Henceforth, MSQ. Oh, lot of minions. And a good chunk of gil saved up too. I got some gifts. Oh, I won the zoo. Pardon. In a raffle. The weird. I don't know what their clan name is. Mostly know clans by tags, but tags aren't unique. But the weird clan. They had a big raffle, and my friends won some stuff too. I also got the Onion Prince minion from that. Pretty much covers everything. Always like these fireworks. It was nice to have them going for 2 months. Month and a half, something like that. Once I've hit 60 with my other stuff for Garo, I don't know. Once that's over, I think my group will probably be slowing down. You know, Monster Hunter Iceborne is out now, and we're doing that. Other stuff is coming out in September and October. I'm glad they've had fun with it, and I'm glad we'll go through the story together. This game is something I never really thought I'd play. Played 11 for a couple months. Like 2, 3. And I played the Tetra Master 2. I love that, except for the auctioning. Because, you know, bots, just like on eBay. But aside from that, I love playing against the NPCs and seeing their little flavor text. I think I lost one of my good cards at one point. I don't remember if I was able to get it back or not. And it's also funny because Red Mage isn't a starter job in this. There's the finale. It's really nice. Red Mage isn't a starter job in this, and yet it's one of the first jobs in the series. It's relatively advanced. I'm glad it did get added though, but I haven't picked it up yet. I started Bard, and I ended up going to White Mage once I was with my actual friend group now, because, you know, those queue times and, you know, kind of just helped to have a healer so we could all run stuff together. And I was really nervous, and when I do higher, like 50 and up stuff, I still kind of feel that come back to me, regardless of what, but especially as healer. But, well, I guess this has helped me a little bit with my anxieties. A little. I mean, I had to do the feast a whole bunch, and that went relatively well as White Mage, so. Hello, Maya. Yeah. I can save more talking for later. Messages from distant shores. You know, the accent mark makes me feel like the syllable should be broken up there. But that makes the name really weird. Obiano. Pobiano. Obiano. That person's work is not done. Not yet done. Which means that neither is yours, should you be so inclined. This quest is available for a limited time only. Well, what is your work? Obiano. Rising vendor kind of looks like Minophilia. After all you've already done, you're still willing to lend poor me a helping hand. You truly are a saint. Or perhaps you're just curious to find out what all these letters say. Couldn't blame you for that. I am too. Anyhow, what with how many of them are washing in these days, I don't suppose they'll be too hard to find. Bring back to me what you found, and I'll open them right up. My nails are quite suited for the task, mind you, so you can read the message at your leisure. Have you found any of the bottled messages yet? It shouldn't be hard. Why, there's so many of them that sometimes I feel like I'm tripping over one every other second. If you find one, just bring it back to me. I'm curious what they all say too, after all. Welcome! We've assembled a veritable host of exclusive seasonal goods for any and all adventurers who are willing to lend us a hand in cleaning up the beach. Should you have any tokens on hand, I encourage you to peruse our wares. Unfortunately, I can't trade them. But get at least 3 copies of everything. Okie dokie. So, and then I want to get a whole ton of these. At least 100 for myself, and then I don't think my friends really do this, so try to get 50 for each of them. Which would mean I would need 10, 100, 250. I need like 120 more tokens. Let's get the bombing room now. Almost no one here now. There was a little group of people earlier. I got a lot of different mounts, so I should use them. I'm all for people having fun, but can't they learn to pick up after themselves? Oh, there's even a little bomb lantern now. Oh, she has on a really pretty kimono robe. Kimonos fall under it, too. Look what I found. Bottles and cans. Just clap your hands. It's a mess alright, but it could have been worse. Even pirates clean up better than this. We have to clean up this mess before Master Gegeruju sees it. Oh no. I'm also shine even brighter on these sparkling sands. At least all the squatting I'm doing is good for my thighs. That guy didn't talk though. Say something. As if it weren't bad enough already, the debris keeps floating in. Message in a small bottle. Message in a medium bottle. Message in a large bottle. Bottles are actually sized too. I wouldn't think that'd be difficult work, but it's nice. Where do empty bottles go again? It's a hassle, alright, but we can't just leave this trash here. We need to clean up before the rising. Or wait, has it already happened? We didn't get that other girl at the top. Already started. Is that the last of it? There's no one else over on the island. Oh, does this journal... 18 unique messages to be read in all. There are 6 unique and small, 7 in medium, and 5 in large. Unfortunately, I won't be able to get all of them. I'll try and get the 6 from small. The bottles appear to have washed away with the tide. This modestly sized bottle appears to house a missive of sorts. Is that... That's awful. Splendid! For doing your part to clean up the beach, I'm more than happy to furnish you with this spiffy, shiny, absolutely official rising token. You'll want to hold on to it, and acquire even more if you can, so that you can exchange them for any of the wide array of exclusive festival goods and accessories available from our vendor. Let's see what we get. In the meantime, why don't you take the letter and find a quiet spot around here to read it? Imagine that gazing up at the fireworks over the sea would do an excellent job of setting the scene. Whoever wrote this, and wherever they are, no doubt they want nothing more than for their words to reach an adventurer like you. Nod. Aw, fat cat. So that's small 5, make a note. Lately, there's nothing I enjoy quite so much as walking the streets of Eorzea's residential districts, stopping to admire the many homes open for public viewing. Seeing the furnishings my colleagues and I crafted with love and care tastefully adorning such warm and welcoming homes, oftentimes in remarkably creative ways, is perhaps the single most enjoyable sight an artisan can experience. At times, the layouts are so eccentric and unconventional that I fear it is only a matter of time before they come crashing to the ground, but I am nonetheless impressed with the sheer creativity on display. As for us, we will do all in our power to continue crafting stylish furnishings and ornaments. May you continue to find joy in decorating your happy homes. With gratitude, a humble woodworker. I wonder if the fireworks start up when you're doing that, or if they're based on what's... There's none going on here. I guess that's out. Just a sec. It's been quite a year. It really has. Let's see what we get. Oh, Sun Wukong. That's number 4. I still remember the day. Fresh off the boat after a long voyage across the ruby sea, I strode into the gleaming gold saucer. Found an open space in one of the parlors, set up my table, and began to stack my tiles atop it. Anxiety gripped me to the depths of my body and soul. What if the Eorzeans had no interest in the dome and diversion I sought to provide? Would my long journey prove to be for naught? Fortunately, my worries soon melted away. Within hours, the Manderville tables were teeming with visitors, locals and travelers from far abroad alike, each more eager than the next to try their hand at the time-honored game of Mahjong. I am no mighty adventurer, and there is only so much I can do for this realm, so I hope that, in some small way, the game I teach can serve to lighten adventurers' days and relieve them from the many burdens they bear, till we meet at the tables, an anonymous Mahjong tutor. That's sweet. I have to say though, I don't think Mahjong is very popular, at least on Fairy. Gold Saucer is usually not super packed. But there's two mainstays that are often there. One is a Chocobo Man, the other is an Afroed Oni, maybe? And I love that they're there. It brings character to our Gold Saucer. And it's just comforting to see them there, day in and day out. I greet them every day I go, which is every day. Oh, that's something. Right, there was 2 tournaments. Verminion is very, very unpopular on Fairy. I know it's not popular as a whole, but there are days, I think we have like 5, or weeks we have 5 that do the tournament at the minimum, and at the most I've maybe seen 20. It kind of boomed a bit when Shadowbringers launched, but it's really quieted down now. The Triple Triad tournament board always fills up, but I'm not really sure how some people get such high scores there. I guess it's the same as Verminion, they win against actual people, but you know, everyone just uses the cards with 8/8, and then one random 5-star. It's difficult if you don't have cards of that caliber. I have 7/8s, but that's not good enough. I always preferred Tetramaster to Triple Triad, which is also an unpopular opinion, it seems. I just lucked out getting Furion out of a tournament card pack. And then I forget how I got Tidus, but I picked him up too. In the event, doing stuff. I think he was from a gold. She might have been small. And I've been doing pretty good on cards. I'm awful at Mahjong though. I was so happy because I thought it was gonna be, I don't know why they have the same name, but the Mahjong where you match the tiles to eliminate them from the board. I love that version of Mahjong. I really don't care at all for this version, where it's like poker but with tiles. And I'm sure a large part of it is just I don't understand it still, despite efforts to do so, and so that hinders my ability to enjoy that. But I really hope they do more for Chocobo racing as well. I left you oh wait, no, race Chocobo. Race Chocobo. My Chocobo is red. And I like him looking a little spiffy. Those dang onions are so much. Should respec him and have him max out everything, you know, for the bardings, and then put it back how it was. I got the second speed boost here. I did it last month during the Moonfire Fairs. Like, it'd probably be better to get it here than Beast Triberia or some other place. If I got Blue Mage to 50, I guess I'd be able to get all the scrolls relatively quick and easily. Been so busy with Garo, you know, doing the PvP, getting the wolf marks for all of the armor, the PvP for the 3 months. Now, just cleaning up the leveling. 89 levels to go between 5 classes. Hello, Mai. You wanna say hi? Say hi. Say hi. She's a beautiful little jacket. She turned 4 in July, and I've had her for about 4. Oh, is your little head okay? You cracked it right against my elbow. Poor baby. I've had her for 4 months, I think in early October. Oh, I'm glad I won. How quickly the years have flown by since we first set up that message board on an unassuming street corner. Seeing the many and myriad words written there, each day never fails to fill our hearts with joy and gratitude. Perhaps most enjoyable of all to read are the announcements of various festivities organized by adventurers. Gatherings of fellow clansmen, adventures, journeys to far-flung lands, and all sorts of delightful events. We tip our caps to the passionate adventurers who pour their heart and soul into organizing these outings. One might liken them to a lodestone, drawing people in and bringing like minds together wherever they go. Finally, we would express our thanks to all of you who take the time to keep diaries of your journeys. It's a pleasure and an honor both to have the privilege of sharing in your adventures. With best wishes, the keepers of the message boards. I swear the first time I did this it had the finale fireworks go up. I don't know why this game doesn't have more crossover outfits. Renoa, just all the party members. I wouldn't think it'd be too awful to make them. Or work intensive. I wonder how big the team for this is. No, she has the amber drip. I don't know why it's called amber. That's very red. Amber is usually not associated with red. It's like yellow, orange, brown, not red. Ah, we got a repeat. Well, that's not surprising. Assuming equal chance to get any of them, we'd be at 50% now. It's pretty low. Speaking of 50%, there is a current trend that I imagine was popularized by some do-fun YouTube and or Reddit to abandon duty for your main scenario roulette if you get Castrum Meridian. Because Praetorium gives about 20... Person said it was a third of a bar for them. Praetorium they said was a hard 57. So... do the math, that's 24% more. Thing is, this was also a gift. He's so adorable, I love him. Let's see what we got first before I finish my thought. Oh, this is that was Realm. We hear that these days it's all the rage for adventurers to gather in small groups and paint portraits of themselves striking stylish poses. As humble art supply provisioners, all we can do is provide the canvas, the palette, the paint, and the brush by which such works of art can be crafted. And we realize there is much we still must do to allow adventurers to fully realize their aesthetic visions. Aesthetic. Aesthetic. Aesthetic? Aesthetic. I need to look that up. It's been a while. And I've had it going back and forth in my head lately. And yet seeing the masterworks you are already creating each day instills us with pride and the passion to continue pursuing our craft. We thank you from the bottom of our hearts for allowing us to take part in this creative collaboration and look forward to providing you with yet more materials to add to your artist's workshop in the future. Wishing you eternal inspiration, the art provisioners of Aeosia. Well, now we are missing 3 and 6. Three or 6, come on. This is a new one. Letter 6. Although this is one I got in my previous stream. We have no strength to lend you in battle, nor can we craft wondrous items to serve you in your adventures. We can't help you win a fortune at the Gold Saucer, nor can we lift your spirits with a happy tune. At the end of the day, all we can truly offer is companionship, whatever small comfort you can derive from knowing that we'll always be at your side. And yet, for some reason, a reason for which we can only thank the gods, that's enough for you. And so we thank you, our friend, our master. Simply say the word and we will follow you to the ends of the world and beyond, for you mean more to us than you will ever know. Ever your faithful companions, your minions. The 3 starter minions you can get at the Gold Saucer and the shops. But you know, they can help you win a fortune at the Gold Saucer through Verminion, which gives a ridiculous amount of points for every tournament. It's 100,000 for, I think, top 3 people. And again, because it's so quiet here, that's actually where I got my little penguin prince. He's from getting double-digit victories in 10 different tournaments. And I forgot to grab a bottle request. What bottle? Is he wearing the... Yep, the Animos suspenders. It's a good shirt. You don't even have to dye it. It's a good red too. Oh, you watching, Mom? It's sweet. My #1 fan. Number 2? She's up there. We need number 3. I've been playing Record Keeper again after, I think, 3 or 4 years. And I gotta say, it's surprising. Some of the things that have been added, I missed the 2 Kingdom Hearts events. But, they've added in new spells. I'm not sure about weapon types. And they've, the banners are a lot nicer, guaranteed 5-star. There's an event going on right now, it's 5 mithril, and you get 3 relics, 1 guaranteed to be a 5 or higher. At least 1. And then they have a banner for every realm that's 15 for 11, 1 for the majority of the elements that's 15 for 11. And the realms are now 1 through 15 tactics, type 0, and beyond, but they don't have a banner for beyond. Which seems like it's just World of Final Fantasy right now. Oh, another repeat. So spicy. My, be good. My account wasn't bad before I left it, but I think I left after the anniversary. I'd saved a bunch of mithril up, and I pulled like 4 or 5 times. I don't think I got a single relic. And then there were a bunch of banners where I did pull and I finally got stuff before that, and I'd get dupes. It's like, oh, 2 of Cecil's shield, 2 of Yuffie's headband. Oh, and those shared Soulbreak relics, or the ones that don't have anything, and they're just a 5-star. It was rough. I went back to Kingdom Hearts, Union Cross, Key, you know, they keep changing the title. Back around before Kingdom Hearts 3 came out, and I had a ton of jewels given to me for free, like 40,000, and I pulled repeatedly and I didn't get any of the super good thing. Oh, 3. The other day at the Aetheryte Plaza, I happened upon a minstrel cheerfully strumming a tune before an admiring crowd of adventurers and townspeople. Oh, what was his name? I can't believe I forgot it. He's from 4. Realm was from 6. Not Edgar. Let's see. Cecil, Kane, Rosa, Rydia, Edge, Yang, Fang? Yang. Palom, Porom. Palom, Porom. Sid. What was your name? Edward. Not Edgar, Edward. Right. Impromptu concerts like these have been happening more and more of late, and I dare say nothing fills our hearts with joy quite like seeing people of all ages, backgrounds, and walks of life bonding over a love of music. To all the talented composers and instrumentalists out there, we thank you for providing a soundtrack to stir our own hearts. We hope that the music of Eorzea has served to render your adventures even richer and more memorable. Ever in harmony with you, a humble instrument maker. Now we have 7 mediums. I apologize, I hit the mic. 7 mediums to do. Quantity 86. No. What does this one say? This average size bottle appears to contain a missive of sorts. Oh, a Namazu. Hello, friend. Are you perchance enjoying the fireworks? You can be honest with me. After all, I'm just one of the humble artisans responsible for the show you saw today. To tell the truth, my colleagues and I are responsible for more than fireworks. Storms of pounding rain and bolts of lightning, auroras that dazzle in the sky, mystic lights, and the glowing of crystals. The lights and mists that you see upon the stage are all crafted by our hands. Fireworks are a fleeting thing, are they not? They dazzle the eye and move the heart, but in the next instant they turn to smoke, then fade and vanish without a trace. Think, just for a moment, of how it must feel to put one's heart and soul, and hours of blood, sweat, and tears, into creating something that lasts but an instant. But please do not misunderstand. We say this not out of bitterness, but with honor and pride, for nothing gives us greater pleasure than to know that our humble efforts have, even in the smallest of ways, helped your star shine all the brighter. And know that we will continue to pour all of our inspiration and imagination into illuminating your grand stage. Yours in obscurity, a humble artisan. I don't know how I was able to read the words without really... I kind of started thinking too deeply. Well, if it's all gibberish when I've watched the video, guess I'll know I didn't. He's a bouncy boy. Bounce, 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 bounce. It'd be nice if more mounts had abilities you could use. It'd be nice if more mounts had music. Big Sharky. Really? Huh. I might actually end up doing this more than the 25 times I needed to minimum. It's been a lot of good in the past year too, though. Hasn't all been rough. And the friends I have really picked up things. Oh, I'm here, Maya. Open me with her snow. Oh, page 64. A tale is not complete the instant the author pens the final word. No, it is not until the reader then takes the tome in hand and the words enter their eyes, their heart. Only then does the story told in those pages truly come to life. One could say that you are not only the protagonist of this grand tale of adventure, but also, in a sense, one of its authors. Your thoughts, your decisions, your actions, all serve to dictate the course of the story. And so we hope that you will continue to enjoy with all your heart your adventures here. May you ever continue to breathe life into this world. Sincerely, a teller of tales. Bless you. Oh, she's using... She must really like cacti. That little snow. You be good. Switch horses. There are so many horse mounts, and I have so many of them. Equine mounts, so we can include everything. Equine? Yeah. It's a bit something. Oh, I have seen this one before too. The other stream. Such a cool minion. A little bird tells me that Eorzea is a land where many a bard and minstrel plies their trade. Oh, what I would not give to visit that far-off land and hear their strummings with my own ears. Such is the vain dream I hold in my heart each day as I sit in this dark room, pounding away against a great machine of levels, dials, and blinking lights. Countless sounds have been given life in this cold, dark, dank place. Perhaps you have paid special heed to them, but doubtless many of you have not. There is no shame in this. On the contrary, this is proof that they have formed part of the natural fabric of this world. And yet, at some point in our adventures, if you could pause for even a fleeting moment to take in all the sounds of the living world around you, nothing would give us greater pleasure. In gratitude, an artisan of acoustics. I think after this many runs I would aim it properly. Know where I'm going. Nope. Always off. He jiggles. Best quality, his wiggles. If we get this one, we'll have 3 left. Swing and a miss. Something smells good, but at the same time I don't think it's supposed to smell good. Almost like a pizza-y scent. Are you making a nest on the floor? You're silly. No. I came back at like the exact same time. I almost thought he was a unicorn. Like, when did that happen? Earth unicorn. Earth unicorn. Remember, I participated in one of the live letters. Or was it? No, it was just the past one. The one before that I watched. But the last one I participated in, but I wasn't able to get to actually do the event. They only did 3 rounds of it. And it's far too difficult to try to... I forget what this minion's called. It's the something otter. Not the otter. Salvador? Reloader? Uh, Nothing warms my heart quite so much as when I see adventurers about town walking around wearing the clothes and fashions that I designed. At times, the color and outfit combinations are beyond anything I'd ever imagined. This, in turn, inspires me to not rest on my laurels, but rather to strive to create yet newer and more eclectic fashions. So to you, who I may never meet, and whose name I may never know, I have only this to say. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for allowing the clothes of my creation to walk with me. Yours sincerely, a humble fashion designer. I keep some of every token from each event. I already have 14 of these stowed away. So, all these tokens I have on me must get spent. Let's see what we get this time. We need 1, 3, and 4. Something gold, something new, something gold, something gold, something new. Medium bottle, letter 3. We need 1 and we need 4. To those who make a living in the world of the stage, audience reactions are everything. Each joyous cry, each shed tear, we feel it with you, our audience, and then some. Even when the reviews are harsh, we do not look away. We listen to and reflect upon your every word, each time vowing to use it to provide more powerful and effective performances going forward. He's cute. There are times when the poets and playwrights ask more of us than we feel capable of providing, but never do we back down from a challenge. Everything we do it for you, and we thank you for being an ever-appreciative audience. Yours in gratitude, a humble stage director. I like spinning one of them. As ninja, it's really fun because they flip, so you're spinning on both axes. Oh. Three again. From rock to rock. People probably wouldn't even know at this point that I'm such a... Well, I don't know. At this point, I guess I can't really say I'm that inexperienced. Played for like half a year. July, August, June. Oh, it's a new one. We got number 4, and it has the squiggle. From vast deserts and verdant forests to deep blue seas, from white-veiled snowfields to exotic townscapes, and sometimes even to distant worlds. Many a vista we have painted on our canvases, from familiar surroundings to far-flung locales. If even one or two of them have left an impression on you, there is nothing that would make us happier. And yet all we can do is provide the backdrop, the stage on which you, the star of this adventure, will shine. From skies of azure and seas of ruby, to the gentle darkness that comes after the light. Ever will we continue to put brush to canvas, that you might bring the worlds we draw to life. Ever with you, a humble landscape artist. Oh, I like that. Alright, we just need one. Wonder how many I'm gonna end up with. Give us number 1. Nope. Koopa. Work. Que. Que? Que. Wark. Work. Languages are funny, though. I love that they walk different. They put more love into their mounts than some other animals do. And really, I like that the world is so small. I think in game it's supposed to be bigger and more detailed, because like by tail feather, they're like, oh, the trees, you know, they're so dense, they can't hunt through them. It's like, this forest looks like it's balding. Okay. Or, you know, they'll be like, oh, it takes us a day to travel from our home to this nearby settlement. It's like, I made it in like 30 seconds flying, and you can fly too. It can't be that bad. We have to rest. They'd have to rest overnight and whatnot, um, and plus the areas each zone, they're not that big for an MMO. But I feel like the whole giant sandbox thing, you know, that was such a big fad, and you just end up with an empty world with nothing to do and a hassle to travel across. So much of each zone has character to it that I feel like this is a much better approach. Anyway, I digress. Although there's certainly fewer zones in Heavensward and imagining Stormblood, which is interesting. Our odds are a little lower in this case, because for the previous one, the small bottles, there were 6. And if you divide 6 into thirds, that's 33%, but you have to divide it again, because there's 6, which makes it like 16.5. 16.75? It doesn't really matter. So this, you gotta squeeze in an extra slice into the pie. So under 16% chance. But he's not good. And then the large ones, I don't know how many I'm able to get right now. I know it's at least 2. I'm hoping I finish this within the next 16 minutes so I can just immediately sleep. Because my sleep schedule gets all wonky every so often, like every month, 2 months. And so, yeah. But it wasn't a problem until I had Maya. Like I was saying before, Maya was not a dog I chose to get. I told my mom that I wasn't ready for another dog because my birthday was coming up. Wasn't ready for another one after what happened with my previous one. She died from they couldn't tell us, and it was very sad and tragic. And it was on my GED graduation night, and they begged me to come because I had gotten very, very good test scores, and so they were going to honor me with a valedictorian award. And that was a pretty rough day. Years, months. Regardless, between that and where I am in my life right now and how things are in the house, I didn't want another pet. And she tends to not listen to other people and what they want. So she got the dog anyway, and so she was gonna keep it, but it was kind of a ploy, especially with how her significant other at the time didn't like Maya. So I ended up taking her. And she must have full well known, you know, what it would mean considering how things are. But I get blamed for, I don't know, things that are beyond my control. Maya ended up developing epilepsy, and we have struggled with that. She only has had cluster seizures. Well, like 95% of the time she's only had cluster seizures, and they seem very strongly triggered by if she falls asleep once they start up. And we are on 3 medications now, and I think at the highest dose for 2. Not sure about the third one. But Canine Epilepsy Network. Definitely recommend going there if, you know, finding out what a seizure looks like. You know, the body locks up and everything. I thought she had gotten into something toxic. It's good to know these things ahead of time. Know like what kind of medications they use for seizures. Just to be educated as much as you can. It may be because that pet shop probably worked with puppy mills. Very unfortunate. Again, out of my hands. I tried to be responsible. I tried to say no. But at the same time, I doubt anyone would have gone to the lengths I and she, to some extent, in other extents, I should say, have gone for Maya. I'm very, very thankful for Maya and for all the time that we get. I hope she gets to live a good, full life. Yeah, she's a Jacoby. She is a very floppy-eared Jack Russell Terrier Beagle mix. She's got long, thin legs, pretty slender body. She's white with black splotches, kind of like a cow, but then she's got more of like a speckled dot thing going on. She's got brown on her face, a little wishbone in her forehead, and white muzzle. And then she's got some sandy areas by her front armpits, and I think by her butt. And her fur looks a lot lighter, the browns. And then I think she has some more livery colored speckles too. And she has all 4 dew claws. But they are very, very loosely attached. And her little fangs poke out when she wants them to. And she's very ornery. Very lovable. Iris, Artemis, Lunamar. Oh. It's Carbuncle. Neat. The mighty walls of Ul'dah were not built by one man. There were those that hewed the stones, and those that polished them, those that carried them, and those that stacked them one atop the other until they reached the towering height you see today. And it's not just the walls. Much of what you see in the world is, in fact, the sum total of the blood, sweat, and tears of countless men and women whose names and faces you will never see. But there is... did a little flip. But there is one more who is essential to truly realize the creation of these wonders, and that is you. For without you, all the efforts of those nameless artisans would mean nothing at all. And so we speak in unison when we say, thank you. Always remember that you are the reason we devote ourselves to our craft. With gratitude, the nameless artisans of Eorzea. The sizable bottle appears to contain a missive of sorts. Huh? Everyone left? That's weird. Louis Soir. The great Louis Soir. Fledgling adventurer, I pray this message finds you well. Though your journey has just begun, I sense you will yet make a name for yourself. We must all start somewhere as I once did, and though not every avenue will lead to fame and glory, I have faith in you. Wherever your travels may lead, always remember this: you are not alone. When you stumble, there are those who would catch you. When you lose your way, there are those who would guide you back to your path. Perhaps someday you will be the one taking the lead, showing others how it's done. Until then, keep fighting the good fight, and may good fortune befall you. Yours, a fellow adventurer. I wonder if completing Heaven's Word or Dragon Song would have unlocked another one. One for having the game, beating ARR, beating Heaven's Word, beating Stormblood, beating Shadowbringers. Well, I guess that makes sense. I guess that means I would have gotten one. But is it Heaven's Word or Dragon Song? Oh, Raoul. It feels like only yesterday that the vow sworn on the shores of Silver-Tiered Lake marked the beginning of the 7th Astral Era. Oh, and the Admiral, Merlwyb. You may not remember me, but I was there alongside you, well, figuratively speaking, as we launched the attack on the Praetorium. How could I not remember them? I'll never forget the way you cut through the Imperial lines like a hot knife through butter. My unit would have been slaughtered if you hadn't arrived when you did. Or maybe it's just a soldier. I was sent back to my hometown to recover from my wounds, but I wish I could have thanked you in person. Still, I'm grateful for the chance to see my family again, would have you know that they appreciate your heroic deeds every bit as much as I do. Your comrade in arms, a fellow Grand Company soldier. There we go. Well, just to make sure, I'll do it a couple more times. a lot. It'd be nice if it told you how many of them you could get, but I have to think that I'm probably right. That way you can at least get one, then that one related to the end of ARR. Heavens and Stormblood, and then whatever. I am quite hungry. What could I devour at this early hour? I'll check 3 more times then. And while I do that, I think I will snack. So I'm going to mute. Alrighty. I think that's it then. I'm going to leave the stream on to capture the fireworks one last time. Pretty close to the very, very end of the event, too. It won't be the absolute finish. They'll just fade away into the ether. Well, for anyone out there watching live or watching the video, thank you for being a viewer of a player. Pretty meta. I appreciate it though. I do. And now I'm gonna mute and gonna let it play through the fireworks from the start. Oh wait. I don't know if it'll start again before sunrise. We'll see. Think about there is good. Looks like they're going up pretty fast. Is this the finale? I never go up this fast where I live. I've seen in Japan it seems like they go a bit more all out. I'm jealous. Well, regardless, I'll leave it here for a bit and just let the sky and the fireworks play. Hopefully it starts up again one more time before dawn. If not, might have to wait till nighttime again. See, a minute since the presence of a powerful mark. Huh. Nope. I'm gonna skip it. Alright, thank you for watching. And take care. I figured I might as well get some more fireworks if I'm gotta wait till 6 p.m. What is this guy wearing? Oh, those are the summer glasses. Southern Sea trunks. Those died really well. There's trash. 600 across the board, so 3 more. I gotta stop doing first person, it's killing me. That sound familiar. I know I'm sure they're both anime characters, but could be Fire Emblem. Maybe that's from something my friend watches. My dog loves pumpkin. Not pumpkin pie filling. Just straight up, pureed pumpkin. She goes nuts for it. She goes nuts for pretty much anything. Comes out of a can or package or smells of any kind of meat. And where we keep the dog food bag, if you let her in that room, she just goes up to it. She leans up into it, sticks her snout in. The bag's emptier, she'll just climb inside. I love it with all my heart. I have a huge soft spot for animals. Try to not even kill bugs. Unless they're harmful ones. Most spiders, we have a lot of yellow sac spiders, and I release them the great majority of the time. Five more hours in the Orzean time. gonna be cutting close. And the fireworks are gonna get cut off. Could be going up. Oh, right, no, they cycle. Right. I'd be able to get a whole performance in. But the event will end before sunrise in Eorzea comes again. Hiya, Maya. Hello. He's just standing there. She always has her tail up. She usually has it curled at the top. She gets happy she tail whips herself. Wags it so hard, don't you, baby girl? Can definitely get 3 more runs in, but I don't want to cut it too close. You know, when I first saw these fireworks on the market board, I thought they were limited. And by that I mean I thought, because of the titles, you know, like Survivor, figured, oh, this is rewards or things you could get in 1.0 or early 2.0. But no. But I mean, you can only get them, I guess, here or maybe through retainers randomly. That sounds viable. Time is it in 840? I should stop soon. More people are showing up. You know what? I'm not even sure the fireworks are gonna play again. I guess I miscalculated Eorzean time. It's a bit slower than I thought it would be. Now we get a nice lull in events across the board until October. And then it's gonna be like, oh, do it in this game, this game, this game, this game, this game, and this game. Though I've pretty much 100% of Fallout Shelter, so that's kind of dropping off the to-do list and even the daily list, which is nice. Not pushing as much in Trove. I got Tomb Raiser to a pretty solid place, and the other one's levels could get them a bit higher. Get everything to 20 at least. Wouldn't be bad. See if I can squeeze in 2 more runs. And I have 100 of... I should have 100 of each. I don't have 100 of each. I have some odd number of each in my storage on my retainers. If I did have 100 of each, I'd have 1,000 after this. That'd be pretty solid. I would never go wanting for them again. picked up a small. How did he jump off that early but end up not falling? But okay. I don't get it, but whatever. Jumped off before I did and got there slightly ahead of me. Tell you what. They started? Oh no, that's a cutscene, isn't it? Wow, the stairs are really pretty here today. Oh, I guess it didn't end at 10. It must be 11 my time. That means I could try and get more fireworks. I think this should be pretty solid though.
Here.
Hello. Oh, I don't think she does too much. What else works on Beacon? Nope. Oh, she doesn't even move for that. I guess it ends at 11 my time. 8, 9. Oh, no, the event ended. It was 10, it just ended late. Well, shoot. And then there was none. I wanted to record the fireworks one more time. It's fine. so Shantoto can laugh at me. Oh well. Well, thank you for watching. Thank you for popping in. I'm going to bed. As soon as I find my phone. Alrighty. Take care.